Hi, I'm Levi Nanda, and this is Hustling from Home. Today we'll be talking about the law. Around the world, different governments have come up with minor and major changes to their public law as well as their criminal law in order to keep in line with public health guidelines issued worldwide by the World Health Organization and to keep their citizens safe during this pandemic. However, the legal sector looks really different when it comes to economics, especially that which concerns startups here in the Indian economic climate. To talk about this, I have with me today somebody from Burgeon Law. Burgeon Law is an entrepreneurial law firm which deals with private equity funds and coming of age businesses, amongst a lot of other things. I have with me Ms. Smriti Tipirneni, who is the Bengaluru Partner at Burgeon Law. Thank you so much for joining us, Smriti.
Hi, I'm Smriti Tipirneni. I graduated from NUJS in 2010. I'm a partner with Burgeon Law and I manage the Bangalore office. Thank you for having me here today.
So I'm sure lawyers at your firm must have had to interact physically with their clients in order to figure out what they needed best. So what kinds of physical interaction specifically used to be necessary before this lockdown began?
Burgeon, we're a corporate law firm and there's a constant requirement for interaction with clients. We need to understand their business requirements, we need to understand their operational requirements, we need to be able to draft agreements to protect their interests, and we need to be able to negotiate for their rights as well. A lot of this can be done over calls and it can be done over emails as well. But at times, when you do meet your client in person, it always gives them a sense of comfort. And to facilitate this with a lot of our existing clients as well as new clients, prospective clients, we've moved to video conferencing facilities like Zoom so that they always have that interpersonal interaction through the video conferencing.
So I'm sure that before the lockdown, these interactions were considered essential. And now that people cannot physically interact anymore, naturally they can't be fulfilled in the same manner. So how are your lawyers and your clients continuing to fulfill the operations for these physical interactions without actually physically interacting?
Work has not been at the same pace that it has been as or it was at. Even before COVID-19, we've been speaking to most of our clients, whether it be in India or globally, over conferencing facilities, teleconferencing, video conferencing facilities, and not much has changed on that front. That continues the way it was.
And based on that, then, what changes in clientele, if any, have you seen at your company during the duration of this lockdown?
Since the work from home directive, the one major change has been lesser work, a lot of speculation and apprehension. But everyone is working to make it across the lockdown with sanity intact and business thriving or ready to soar.
Right. And that's specific to your firm. What about other firms? What techniques are they employing to really hang on to their clientele and to make sure that their clients get through this lockdown safely?
I think most companies, just like Burgeon, have been receiving constant queries around requirements to understand the notifications which are being issued by the government, and the companies need help to strategize and are also using this time to put in place compliances and requirements which have taken a backseat due to the ongoing pressure of constant push and need to be out in the market, doing a lot more than what you're doing, to be competing with everybody else and to be accelerating at the pace that you've been accelerating at. We see that a lot of our clients are focusing on the secondaries that they've set aside earlier, and they want to get all of this done and have processes in place before the lockdown is lifted. I'm guessing most other law firms within the industry are also seeing this on an ongoing basis with clients who are coming back to them or interacting with them.
So, since Burgeon Law deals with startup ventures, from a legal standpoint, how does this lockdown and the work from home directive impact the liftoff of these startups?
A lot of e-commerce and essential commodities based startups are still raising money and are looking to launch or accelerate at this point. There is a lot of apprehension in the market as is expected, but business is continuing.
Right. So, as the legal representation of startups, how has your role changed relative to the companies you represent?
Our role has not changed. We continue to represent the companies in their negotiations and help them with their contracts and terms. Yes, the pace is slower than what it was, but we see that it's gradually picking up as well. All these wonderful entrepreneurs with their brilliant minds are coming up with innovative solutions and ideas every day.
So, now I'd like to talk a little bit about self care during this pandemic. The work from home directive has actually been relaxing for some as their hours have decreased radically, but for others, it's become more strenuous. As a lawyer, I'm sure your schedule must have been packed before. So, how are you coping with the change now? Has the hours changed a lot for you? Are they more? Are they less? How are you coping?
I think the biggest change has been having to dust, clean, and cook. But other than that, due to the slowdown in general, I'm currently able to balance things. I took the last 2 weeks as opportunity to fine tune what I need to be doing at home as well as at work. But I need to think of a long term solution to become efficient in managing two sides to living, which is both working and living in my house now.
And finally, based on the coping strategies you've just told me about, what advice do you have for other lawyers?
My advice would be get used to video calls, plan your day, make sure you have your headphones on the standby. I make sure to take time out for some me time and I do yoga classes online and I have my hobbies like origami, Gundam building. It's a whole new world out there and there's a lot for us to learn and begin to cope with and deal with.
All right. Thank you so much, Smriti. Thank you so much for joining us. And as always, I hope you keep following public health guidelines, stay safe, stay informed, and keep hustling.